Yay! Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I don't know where you're watching from, but we are live on YouTube, and I'm so glad to be here today with my friend, my co-host, Isabelle Nanin from Ecuador. Ecuador is somewhere between I've forgotten, Isa. I need to
Colombia.
travel.
Okay, yeah, you've got to come over. You have to come over, And
Yes.
I'm based between Colombia and Peru.
Okay. Colombia and Peru. That's how we pronounce it in Africa. Yeah, so Isa is a good friend of mine and a life coach. She's a women empowerment coach. And she is someone who I have enjoyed working with. And I would encourage women all over Africa, all over the world to work with her. She is one person who knows what she wants.
Oh, we've lost Angela. She will definitely come back. I know she's been having some problems with the internet. I mean, it's been raining a lot in Kenya, and here in Ecuador, it's the other way around. We need rain, so please, Angela, blow a little bit stronger. Send us some clouds. That would help us. We really need rain. So that's it. You're back, Angela. So
You. Thank you. And I was just saying nice things about you.
I know. And suddenly, yeah, no internet. So my turn to say some nice things about you. And I've known Angela for probably 3 years, 4 years now. We've never met, not yet anyway. So that's the plan for the future. And Angela is a life coach based in Kenya, and she's a corporate trainer as well. I know I've seen her. She's dealing with companies, and she's passionate about women, and so am I. So that's why we decided to team up, right, and create this talk show. So basically, today we are going to talk about self-confidence and self-belief. And we will meet every 2 weeks. So I invite you to tune in. And as you can tell, and you can see on the screen, there is an email address, Africa Meet South America at gmail.com. Please feel free to send us emails about topics you want us to talk about. So we will be happy to set something, and all the questions as well you have, please send them to the email, or during this talk show, I will be looking at the question at the chat. So Angela, tell us a little bit about self-confidence and self-belief. So
Self-confidence. First of all, I would want to just say something about why this topic and why this one now. And we came up with this because we felt that being the end of the year, people are going to go into, Christmas, New Year celebrations and forget about work, or you're closing your laptops until the beginning of the year. But this is not supposed to be that way. We are supposed to be working on ourselves and knowing that building the confidence you need to begin the year with, the oomph that you need to have at the beginning of the year. You need to have that self-confidence and belief. Living what belief, something, a state of a human being, or having the faith that you can achieve anything, knowing that within yourself that you can achieve anything. So it is as being in a state of. So what would you say about self-confidence, Isa?
well, self-confidence is the trust in our own abilities, in our capabilities and talents, believe in what you can do, and so you set your mind. And I always say self-confidence starts with a C. And so I always say it's like being based on capacities, right? So a person who is confident will believe in what they've learned, and they will go after their dreams and just say, hey, I might not have all the information, or I might not have all the capacities, but I've got some I can use, and I know what they are. So, but we're going to talk about how to identify them further on in the talk show. So that's a bit different to self-belief, isn't it, Angela? So what is self-belief?
Yeah, self-belief is like I said, a state of being, and it is not sufficient on its own. You cannot say that I believe in myself, so that is enough. You have to have the confidence. There are very many confident people who don't believe in themselves. So uh, the state of being in this sense is having faith in yourself, having faith in your capabilities of what you can achieve. And confidence is now having the courage to go, to push yourself further. When you believe that you can, then the confidence should be part of it. So they work hand in hand with each other. You can't have one and leave the other, or they have to work hand in hand. For us to be here, we had the belief that we can do this, and we had the confidence to start.
Exactly.
Again. Yeah, so we are beginning towards the end of the year. You see, so you can still begin something. It's actually very amazing for me. We are starting this show towards the end of the year, which is it's not the norm for so many people. But the confidence has given us, the desire, and that we have seen that we are able to do it. So our state of being has managed to put it across.
Yeah, definitely. The being is accepting the way we are, and the confidence.
So it is a step, maybe two together. So psychologically, you put in your mind the belief and also the energy. You put in the energy that you need so that you can start moving. Yeah. So I don't know. What do you think about self-belief in this sense of psychology?
We couldn't hear you, Angela, so I think you'll have to repeat.
Oh, my interview is this today internet, I don't know. The clouds are just, it's like they're just above me. That's why the internet is just messy.
That's why I was saying to you, send them to me. So
oh. I wish I had that power.
Oh, I'm sure you do. Confidence.
Yes. So I was asking about what do you think about what I've just said about the psychology of self-confidence and self-belief being one and the same, like you have to work with both together.
Definitely. I totally agree. One can't go without the other. And we, as the self-belief, we need to look into ourselves as a person and accept who we are, right? With our shadow and our light. And look at what we've achieved. And that's when the self-confidence come along. And sometimes we feel like, oh no, I can't do it. But looking back at what we've already achieved, yes, we've got everything within us to do it. And I know that one can't go without the other one. You need to have to work on both. But we're going to talk about how to build self-confidence and self-esteem, and self-belief. But they need to be together, to be addressed together, and to achieve. And when we've got self-confidence and self-being, as we say in Spanish, we can eat the world.
Nice. Nice. And whether we believe in ourselves or not, or whether we have the confidence or not, we will still do something. And so whether we think we can and whether we think we cannot, we are still right somehow. So it's up to you to choose your life. So in a healthy way, you have to we have to keep growing. We have to keep believing in ourselves in a healthy way. So many times people look at self-belief as ego, but it's not there. Some look at it like bragging. It's like being a narcissist. It's like boasting, but it's not. So we have to have the belief. Sometimes it will look like we are bragging on, or we are feeling special. We're feeling like I can do this, but you cannot. But it's not. It's not boasting. It's being able to know that this is my space. I can do it, and I'm going to go out and do it. So there's nothing wrong with putting yourself out and standing out in the crowd. If others don't want to do it, come on, shine. It's okay. Yeah. So
Exactly.
me, I look at it like a way to, to keep pushing yourself forward, giving yourself that energy to keep moving forward. We came up with some tips that can help you to build that self-confidence. What comes into your mind is about some of the tips that you can use self-confidence.
When I work with the ladies who lack of self-confidence, I always ask them to pause first, right? And to look back at their past, right? Look back and at what they've achieved already. Because we always focus on what we are not or what we don't have, but we forget who we are, and we forget what we have or what we've achieved, what we've learned. So I always ask them to look back in different situations, for example, at work, right? Who they have become, right? Who they are, what confidence, what they've learned, right? Even what people say about them. When, for example, at work, somebody say there is a problem, go and see Angela because she knows how to do it. She's the one. So people see you have that confidence, you have that capability, right? And as well, looking at sport, okay, you've achieved something in sport. Like I've got a client, she's got high level in our martial arts, and she built that confidence slowly and surely. So look at your strength and your weaknesses, okay, as well. What you could improve with your weaknesses, okay? Think about your values and don't sell yourself short, okay? When you've got values and you are with people who don't have the same values as you, don't back down. Just stick to your own values. That's who you are, right? That's the self-belief. So stick to your values and look at your goals as well. That will tell a lot about yourself, and just decide to build your self-confidence and your self-belief. As a journey, it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be so rewarding at the end. So just pause and decide, okay, today I'm going to work on my self-belief and self-confidence, and I'm going to look back at what I've already achieved. So that's my first tip, because that's what I do with my clients. What about you, Angela? Oh, Angela is stuck.
For me, I would Oh, my internet is stuck.
Yeah, but we can
Am
hear
I
you.
back?
We can hear you. That's okay. We can
Oh,
hear you.
cool. Great, great. So listen to my voice, viewers. Don't look at my face today.
That's it.
I
You're back
promise.
now. We can see your face.
Thank you. So, for me, I was thinking of stepping out. Step out of yourself and start identifying what skills you need to succeed in what you're doing. What are the skills you need? What is the knowledge you need to acquire? And one thing about skills is that I have always know that there's no skill that you can never achieve. You can never go. You can never. You can always build a new skill. If you want to achieve something, you will get a way of growing the skill that you need so that you can achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. So don't say that I'm too old to do this. I'm just know that you have the power to build that new skill. You also need to focus on the basics. Stop looking at perfectionism. Nothing is perfect. As you're growing these skills slowly by slowly, you need to understand that what I need to have is progress, not perfection. Practice makes progress. Practice never makes perfection. So you need to get the perfection out of the way. And when you get it out of the way, you're going to be able to keep moving forward. You're going to be able to reach the goals that you have put on yourself so that you can continue slowly by slowly. So don't bug yourself so much with the detail of how you're going to get there. The detail will come along the way. Nothing begins when it is perfect. Everything begins with an idea, and every idea grows slowly by slowly. And then you also need to to work on your small goals. It's good to have a big goal. It's good to dream big and dream big until it scares you. But you need to have that big goal, but narrow it down into small, achievable goals. When you have small achievable goals, it feels easy for you to wake up every morning knowing that I only have these 5 things to achieve. And it's because I set these 5 things because I want to go somewhere tomorrow. So you start slowly by slowly, pile up small successes for yourself. And every time you achieve something small, pile it, just add on to the list of what you have achieved. And then you keep on growing, you keep on working on yourself. One we don't do is working on the inner self, working on you, working on the core, because we try to look at how can it work? How can I do it different? Who can I see? Where can I get the money? How can I move? And you forget the core, which is the you now. So you need to work on how you think and how you speak to yourself about the goals that you're trying to make. So self-talk, what kind of self-talk do you say? Do you give to yourself? Many times the things we say to ourselves, we can never even say them to our enemies. We cut down ourselves, we slash down ourselves with words that we don't voice them, but they are in our heads. We have voices that are in our heads that are so loud against ourselves, and you end up being your main sabotage. So look at what you're thinking and look at the voices that you are having inside your head about your, because when you're able to talk to yourself, because we will always talk to ourselves. So choose what you're talking to yourself about yourself. So when we are able to talk ourselves positively, you start seeing positive changes slowly by slowly. So I would say that for me, those are things that would help you to step out and to step up confidence. What do you have in mind, Isa? Anything that comes up?
Well, actually, I'm totally right with you. And I feel like for the self-confidence, you need to be in the action, right? To be doing things. It's like a sport, or when you ride a bike or you start something new, You need to go slowly, but to be constant, to be in the action. So then you create the success, and you can say, hey, I've done it. Next step. Then, as you were saying, the goals and the self-talk. Yeah, be compassionate with yourself, because I mean, I'm the same. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, you didn't do it right, but it's a process. So you need to be compassionate with yourself. And if sometimes you don't know, ask other people as well. Just ask us, saying, hey, guys, I don't know how to do that. Does anybody else, or who could help me? Or do you know somebody else who could help me? So and then build that confidence. So as Angela was saying, work on your weaknesses and learn new things to improve and be confident. I mean, sometimes it's hard work and it's scary, but the first step will be scary, the second less and less and less, and then it will be like second nature. So yeah, I invite you to set small goals and achieve them. And that's our third tip as well, is when you've succeeded, celebrate your successes, celebrate them. Keep yourself grounded as well, and just make sure that you know where you're going, and look at your self-confidence. And the list you make of the looking back at your past, what you've achieved, what you've learned. Well, update it every time you do something different, something new. Okay, you start a new sport, you start playing an instrument. Okay, what have you learned? Patience. Okay, patience. Being constant. Yeah, that's giving me self-confidence. And suddenly it's just like, oh, I'm going to do like a small concert. So confidence then, and write it down. So keep the level of self-confidence, and always record what you've done, right? Action, expanding your comfort zone, you're learning, and then what you're learning will be like a second nature, and will be part of your comfort zone, and carry on. That's the only way you can build your confidence. And then after that, it's just going to be, oh, I did that. I can't believe it, but I did it. So yeah, stay on track, carry on, make sure that it's constant. That's what I would say, Angela.
Great. So one thing I've picked from you is the new skill that you learn will help you to become a new you. Something that it changes you to become something different, someone different. I started my coaching career about 5 years ago. I was something totally different. I was doing it because it is a new skill that I've grown, and I'm able to connect with people one-on-one. I'm able to see change. I'm able to see empower others, and see, because of you, I have achieved this. Because of you, I have done this. And it's very fulfilling. So any skill that you purpose to grow can be learned, and it can be grown. And you can become this totally new person that you never really imagined. So yeah, when it comes to growing our skills, it's very important. Having the confidence to even grow the skill, so that you can be able to become better in whatever it is that you're doing. Other things we can do is, exercise. Try to exercise that new skill that you're doing. Just learn it and leave it. And when we grow up, we realize that we don't need to have all these skills. You just need to have a few that you can work on. So exercise, keep exercising those new skills. Exercise it. If it is something like doing a sport, for you to become good in a certain sport, for you to be good in playing a certain instrument, you must keep practicing. So practice, but don't cut yourself or put yourself down when you're not progressing as faster, or when you're not doing as good as those you admire. You know, everyone has their own. Be kind to yourself. Be, no matter different altogether. So something else maybe you can talk about, Isa, is how do you recognize? Because sometimes we have negative thoughts that happen. We have negative voices, we have negative thoughts. How do you recognize these negative thoughts, and what do we do about that? Because they are always there and they are too loud.
Ooh, so yes. Yeah, I mean, like sometimes you have a project and
what can you tell us about?
Well, actually, sometimes you've got new projects and that little voice, that little gremlin saying to you, you can't do it, right?
Mm.
Or are you sure you've got the capability, the talents, the abilities to do that? Or even like comments, but they're going to think that you can't do it. You're a fraud, things like that. That little voice, that negative thought, which obviously will stop you. We sometimes will paralyze you, okay, and will take control of you. Instead of turning around, and that's what I say to my clients, just turn around to say to that gremlin, thank you very much, because it's a way to protect in a way, just like, because that gremlin is there, is thinking, okay, it's fear, okay, and fear is a way to protect ourselves, but sometimes it can be like paralyzing, and that's why we have to be careful. Just turn around and just say to that gremlin, thank you very much for warning me, but I'm the captain of my boat and I'm going to do it because I want to try. I want to learn. And even if that project doesn't work perfectly as I thought, I will always learn something. So, and every time there is something negative, just pause, breathe, and assess the situation. And even ask your best friend, or the I always call that the fan club, the people who will cheer for you, people who will be in the good and the bad times. So and even if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter. Mistake is always you're going to learn from a mistake. That's at school we always we were told, especially in France, and it's the same here in South America, just like, oh, you can't make a mistake. What? That's the way you learn. So it doesn't matter. I mean, obviously, don't make a mistake on purpose. But if you make a mistake, just be compassionate with yourself. Forgive yourself. Just think, okay, well, it didn't work today. Just shake a little bit and just do it. And, to go back to fear, I've got like my own saying to myself, because I'm scared sometimes. I have to stand in front of people, and I don't like speaking in public. I like to have like a one-to-one or a small group. But when there are a lot of people and so many eyes looking at me, I just lose my nerves, right? And I just always say to myself, okay, when I'm afraid, that's where I have to go to grow as a person. Because every time I'm scared, that's where I have to go to learn, to expand my comfort zone. And when I've done it, I'm just like so proud of myself. And that's another thing I can write on my list. I've got another skill. And I'm just like, yes. So that's what and that's what I do when I get a negative thought. I'm just like, thank you very much, but I'm going to do it anyway. Just to prove you're wrong, and to learn something. So that's what I do, Angela, regarding the negative thoughts. Don't spend time too much on them. Just shift the negative thought as, okay, you're warning me, thank you, but you're not controlling my life. So what do you think, Angela?
Mm-hmm. I think it's a great way. The way you have put it is very recognizing thoughts and being able to know that they are there. So what do I do about them? Because we all have those fears. We all face some kind of a fear. And one thing maybe we need to realize is that sometimes because of previous fears or previous failures, we are afraid of pushing ourselves forward. We are afraid that if I do this again, I'm still going to fail. I failed last time, so what makes this different? So forgive yourself and be a little bit compassionate with yourself, because when you're looking for perfection, you're not going to get it. It's always going to be an up and down kind of a journey. So thank you for that, Isa. I think what else we can do is to challenge ourselves as we feel that that fear. This is a point of because we have already recognized that we have negative thought. This is but we need to learn to challenge ourselves. When you realize that maybe it's good also to sit down with yourself and try to recognize what is your state of confidence. How confident are you about whatever it is that you want to achieve, and why are you in that state? So when you look at yourself and realize that your self-confidence is low, it's not enough for you to push yourself, then you probably are somebody who doesn't like taking risks. But guess what? There's nothing that will happen without risk. Living itself is a risk. Waking up every morning is a risk. Because you'll get out and crash, or you could find someone who's going to mess your day up. Everything we do is a risk. So it's just you just need to know that the bigger the risk, the bigger the benefit. So push yourself, have positive self-talk, knowing that when whatever you experience, whatever you have experienced in the past doesn't have to be the norm. It doesn't have to be what you're going to face today. So have some positive self-talk and know that there are still some positive experiences that you're going to go through. So every new positive experience needs to be recorded as a success. So when you look at it that way, then life becomes adventurous and it becomes more enjoyable, and you keep growing even your confidence. So slowly by slowly, you realize that with time and as you keep taking risks, you realize that you keep growing and you keep also growing your confidence. When I started life coaching, I never used to speak in public. I never used to know. I didn't know how to how to speak in front of people, but I knew it is a skill that can be grown. And slowly I practiced it, and I can speak in front of 1,000 people, in front of 2,000 people with confidence, and I'm okay. I'll just walk to the stage and just give my speech or a training or whatever it is that I need to do. I can even dance or sing with whether the voice is good or not. I don't care. I just know that I can do it. And it is a skill that I built. So what is it? What is that skill that you need that you know that it's going to propel you to the next level if you apply it? So I think it's something that we just have to keep working on, challenging yourself every single day. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And sometimes we have to recognize that we can be self-confident in one part of our life, but not in the other one, which is okay. And then we can use where the self-confidence we have in one part of our life and apply it in the one where we don't have it. Well, just try to tap into our self-confidence and just say, okay, I'm self-confident, I don't know, in public speaking as you are, Angela. Okay, how can I use that self-confidence in a job interview, right? So and tap into it. So I think that's important as well, to recognize that we can't be self-confident in everything, but we can work at it. We can build it.
Yes.
So
and yeah, we have the power to work on ourselves.
Totally. Nobody else will do it.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
If we want to change, if we want to be more confident, and we have to take, in a way, as you were saying, risks. But I mean, sometimes we just think, okay, if I take the risk and I'm going to fail. But if we don't, and to be honest, I don't want to stay in that space of doubt. Shall I not? I'd rather do it and learn something, even if I fail, but at least I've tried, right? And I will always learn something. So, but there is another thing, and we were talking about that, Angela, together when we were preparing this talk show, is self-care. You really need to look after yourself. You need to take some time for yourself, to eat healthily, because when you build your confidence and you expand your comfort zone, you actually tap into your energy. And because it's not something you're used to do, you waste or you spend a lot of energy. You use a lot of energy, and that will tire you out. So please make sure that you eat healthily, you drink water on a regular basis. Give yourself a break, and sometimes go for a walk if you can, or have like one day where you can meditate or take some time for yourself, reflect, because as I said, it takes a lot of energy to do something new. Okay, new when we are a bit afraid as well. So the adrenaline, that takes a lot of energy out of you. So make sure you take care of yourself.
Yeah, take care of your body, take care of your mind, take care of your soul. Everything we do, we take care of the because self-care is what is going to bring the best out of you. It's going to bring the best mindset, is to bring the best physical. It's going to bring the best thoughts, the best action. So self-care is very important. Thank you, Isa, for that. I think we can also try to, something that came up in my mind is accepting it when you fail.
Oh, yes.
Accept it when you fail. We don't accept failure. We don't accept failure. And it's even doing us more harm to pretend that we never fail. Everybody fails at some point or another. Everybody fails at something. Everybody has failed. So accept those failures and be kind to yourself and forgive yourself. Just put some effort in being proud of yourself, because no one else will. You did the hard work. So why should you put yourself down? You did the hard work. You tried. You learned something. And even if you failed, at least you know that now I have one way that I cannot do this again, or one extra way not to try, what it is that made you fail. So accept that you're a human being, accept that failure is part of life, accept that, you don't need to succeed to be proud of yourself, or and the confidence of your abilities. You just need to know that I tried. So don't put yourself down just because you failed. Failure is an acronym for first attempt in learning. First attempt in learning.
Yes.
First attempt in learning. So you have learned something. So you have not really failed. So sometimes we look at the losses. I lost a lot of money because I put it in this and I did this and it didn't work. And personally, I have tried so many things, but I thank God that I was able to try all these things. The person who has not tried them, how will they know that it cannot work for them?
Exactly.
Yeah, so I feel proud that I was able to try them. I feel proud that I had the confidence to try them. And that doesn't have to put me down. I just need to accept that I failed in this and I failed in that. So I cannot try that again. I don't want to try it. I don't want to go into that because I know what it made me feel. I know the energy that I had then and all that. So you just know that I attempted, I failed, and I have learned something new. So there are some quotes. What quote comes into your mind about self-confidence? Something that clicks your mind when it comes to, so that we give them something that can, can leave them thinking. What would you say is something that maybe touches your heart, Isa?
Well, just to go back to what you were saying about the mistake, when I was younger, I made a mistake, and I was in England. I was doing a training, and somebody said to me, "Somebody who doesn't make mistake is somebody who doesn't do anything," and that really hit me. And I can't remember who said that to me, when, where, and every time I'm with people and they say, "Oh, I make mistake. I made a mistake," and I'm just like, "Well, you're human. At least you tried." And people who don't make mistakes are people who don't do anything. So that was really good for me, and I'm stuck with that now. And when I make a mistake, I'm more compassionate with myself. So that really helped me. And to go back to what you were saying about quotes and affirmation, there is one, actually, you found it, and I'm going to steal it. Thank you very much, Angela. And it's from Viviana Fox, who says, "A great figure of physique is nice, but it's self-confident that makes someone really sexy." And I was just like, yeah, when a woman walks in and the way she walks, head up, and it's just like, she's so sexy. So I feel really grateful, Angela, for this quote. So I really enjoyed that one. Really was really, really good. So Angela, what about you? Which one of the list you found you will tell us about? Your mic is off. So
I'm sorry, my internet got interrupted a little bit, but I'm back.
you're back.
We're somewhere in between Africa and Ecuador, and the traffic is jammed. So please
Exactly,
forgive us.
exactly. Frontier, we've got at the border
Yeah,
and a lot of traffic.
yes, yes. For me, the worst about is nothing builds self-confidence and self-belief. Self-made by Thomas Carril. So it stands out for me because it the accomplishment. Every time there's some accomplishment, are you recognizing your accomplishment? I recognize to movements. You're able to recognize those achievements, then you're able to keep moving. Then you're able to keep building your self-esteem and your confidence. you're able to keep building your belief. Something else that stood out for me was a way to develop self-confidence is to do the thing you fear and get a record of a successful experience behind you. That was said by William Jennings Bryan. The way to develop self-confidence is to do the thing you fear and get a record of a successful experience. When you do something that you really feared, and it's good to keep moving, keep going, just push yourself, challenge yourself a little bit more. And when you see the achievement, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be a good finish. So celebrating those small wins, those challenges that we push ourselves, and you realize. Recently, I challenged myself about something that has really worked out for me, and I'm feeling ooh. So
that's good.
Something that I have procrastinated for years. So
Angela,
you win.
Angela, I'm just going to reread the quotes you picked because the internet was a bit off. So Angela picked one quote from Thomas Carlyle saying, "Nothing builds self-esteem and self-confidence like accomplishment." And the second one, which I really like, and that's why I was talking about fear earlier, the way to develop self-confidence is to do the thing you fear and get a record of successful experiences behind you. So you're afraid, that's where you have to go. So yes, thanks very much, Angela. They're beautiful. And I've got a last one. Can I just talk about Lao Tzu, who says, because one believes in oneself, one doesn't try to convince others. You don't agree with me? That's fine. I know who I am, right? And I believe in myself. Because one is content with oneself, one doesn't need others' approval. You don't like me? You don't want me to do that? Who cares? Because one accepts oneself, the whole world accepts him or her. So really, it's really, I really enjoy that. I'm going to copy it as well. So thank you, Angela, for picking those very inspiring quotes. So
yes.
But sometimes, Angela, we need to have like our own affirmations, our own quotes. So what is your affirmation when suddenly that gremlin is coming there and saying, hey, you can't do it? So what are your quotes?
I affirm myself with positive words about myself. Growing up, I grew up, in Africa, there's a lot of, when we are growing up as children, there's a lot of disciplining. And disciplining for us is caning. So we are caned a lot. So we are told so many no's. We are told so many, every small mistake you make is like, has to be corrected with pain.
Ooh.
So you cannot afford to make mistakes. Growing up, I cannot even count the number of beatings I had from my teachers. The teacher would come to class and he's just waving a cane, like, ready, I'm ready for fight. You dare make a mistake, you will see. So it put us, and so many of us, in a place where we are not confident. We don't believe in ourselves. We are fearful because we don't know whether we can go on or not. But for me, so I came up with an affirmation of telling myself, I am smart, I am capable, I'm competent, I am smart, I am competent, and I am capable. I'm able to do something. So when you look at even the things and the risks that I've taken, so many of my peers from the way where I grew up, have not tried half of what I have tried. because I'm able to affirm myself. I'm able to say that I know I am smart, I know I am competent, and I know I am capable. So that for me is an affirmation that is a heart to heart affirmation for me.
Yeah, that's
What
great.
about you, Isa?
Well, for me, it's just when that gremlins goes like that, I'm just like, I know I can do it. I know I can do it. I know I've got everything in me, within me, to do it. And that's I repeat that to myself. And even when I stand in front of people, as I said to you, I'm always a bit scared before talking to people. And I'm just like, you've got it. You've got it in you. You've got it. You can do it. So, and even if it doesn't come out the way I want it to, I mean, first, people don't know. And then I learned something, and that's why that's the positive thing for me to take the plunge and start something new, because I will always learn something.
Yeah, yeah. And something else for me is that I have the power to change myself. I have the power within me to change myself into becoming the person that I want to become. And that's the woman of my dreams.
Exactly.
So I have the power to grow myself, woman of
To be
yeah.
the
So
version.
my internet again stuck.
Yeah.
Yes, to
Be
be
the
the
best
best version of
version.
myself.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
every
yes,
day it's
yes.
just like, okay, what can I do differently today so I'm a better version than yesterday? Right.
Exactly.
So
So there's always room for improvement in
exactly.
everything. Yeah. So viewers, tell us, what are your thoughts about this topic? What do you feel after listening through to what we have discussed? Do you think that confidence is the key to success? Is the key to your success? Do you think self-belief is a key to success? So think about those questions. How do you how do you give yourself a boost of confidence when you need it? Ask yourself those questions, or even type it as a question for us to discuss maybe in our next topic. You never know. So how do you build that confidence? Let us know in your comments, in the comment sections, in the comment section. Then we will come back to you with the answers. Isa, what is your
Exactly.
parting shot to the ladies?
Well, for me, I'm just going to ask them to look at their values, at their strength, and my advice. And when I get bit down and or I've got a new project and I'm not really sure, I go back to that list, and that gives me the boost for my confidence. And it's just like, hey,
Wow.
you've done it before, so what's the problem? So that's my view on self-confidence. Just like, look at what you've achieved, look at your strengths, your capabilities, your abilities, your talents, your skills, and then you will achieve whatever you put yourself or you want, right? So yeah, that's what I would do. And well, ladies, yes, send us emails about topics you want us to talk about. And the next one would be on the 9th of December in 2 weeks' time.
Mm-hmm.
So same time, same place. I mean, Kenya, Ecuador. Dun, dun, dun. And Angela, I'll give you the mic to the word of the end of the talk show.
Muchas gracias. Thank
Ooh!
you.
So let me practice a little bit because I did practice and I forgot. So asante sana, everybody. And then we will see you on the 6th of December with another topic. And feel free to contact us and give us a list of topics you want us to talk about. So Angela,
Yes.
thank you ever so much. Thank you, everybody. And see you in 2 weeks' time.
See you
Bye.
soon, ladies. Bye-bye.